Welcome to God's Way, YTVY. I'm Adolphina Shephard. This is my co-host, Thomas Knight's Templar.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. We have a studio audience tonight. Isn't it great?
Yeah. Since COVID, things were shut down for a while, so it's good to see it opening up.
That's right. So if you hear any heckling out there, it's her fault.
Well, we have a fabulous show lined up for you as usual. We're going to have a little mediumship reading here tonight. And so we have a couple of fabulous guests, and I'm going to briefly introduce them, and then we'll do our normal round table, and we'll see what comes up. So let me introduce, without further ado, Ellen Carey. How about telling us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Ellen Carey. I'm a mystic. And by mystic, I mean someone who chooses to merge with all there is. I'm also a content creator on YouTube.
Fabulous. I know you do a good job. We'll go to our next guest, Joanie Eisinger. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name's Joanie Eisinger, and I am a healer, and I am also a channel. I am a medium, and I do spiritual counseling.
Very good.
Yeah, and I've talked to both of these ladies, and they're both great. And of
That's
course,
what
this
you women
one,
are good at.
And well, yeah, but you talk too. Who are you kidding?
I was just trying to make them eat. Anyway.
Oh my God! So the title of the show is "The Importance of Mediumship in These Trying Times." So I don't know what topic you want to start with,
Well, I was
but
gonna. I'll start. I could be there. She's closest to me. I'll ask her. When people come to you, well, basically since all this stuff from the start of COVID, okay, this is about when the country started to go into this decay mode, and everybody was frightened to death. When people came to you at that point, from then to now, was it out of fear of what's happening, or did they just want to know personal information, loved ones and things like that?
So my experience has been that when people come to me, whether it was during COVID, before COVID, after COVID, they always have the same concerns, no matter what walk of life they come from, whether they're really rich, whether they have nothing. Everybody has the same concerns. Their family, everyone's health, everyone's wealth, and their love life. And then some people are interested in their spiritual growth.
Okay.
And then when they come, usually my guides and who I connect with are more interested in the person's spiritual growth. So I always try to lead them down that path a little bit as well.
Well, anytime you do a reading for them, both of them, when you do a reading for somebody, you actually raising their vibration, you're actually pushing them into spirituality, because they know there's another portion to life. It's the portion that we have been so dumbed down over the decades, over the millennia, that we lost our natural ability to automatically connect.
Right.
well, because we were taken down to 2 DNA strands, but now the awakened people are back up to the 12. Right? Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah.
And everyone with these great big solar flares and CMEs is getting awakened little by little. And I think actually, they've been pretty darn strong lately. That's the truth. Mm-hmm. But the main reason that people, the angels and guides are interested in people's spiritual growth is because Earth is a school. Earth is a school, and that's why we come here to learn and evolve. And some of us came here to help, and that's us. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's mm-hmm. all of us. That's what we do. We're here to help awaken people and teach them the things that they've forgotten. And we had to go through the same thing too, didn't we all?
Absolutely.
Sure, everybody's on a path.
Right. Right. The people that are coming to me, there's a continuum. Basically, the ones that want to have their toe in the waters of spirituality to the ones that are looking, like Ellen had said, they're mm-hmm. looking for more, how they can grow spiritually, whether it's auras, chakras, whether it's past life reparation with forgiveness work. And I believe that the events that have happened over the past few years have been an opportunity for many. I do feel that there was actually like a split mm-hmm. of the people that were working in the upper chakras and the ones that then were pulled very much down to the lower chakras, food, clothing, and shelter. And so I found in my client base, there were a few that they would not return because of the fear, and that others, they were still working and they were like fighting to stay in it, to win it on that ascension path.
Yeah.
So I always see things as an opportunity, and that some felt defeated and kind of moved over to the side, and others have prolonged with their adjustment to this new earth, and that they are moving up again in that in the chakric pathway.
Yeah. Well, I posted something that was interesting today, and it was so simple. And it said, life on earth is an obstacle course. Come out with your silver sword and overcome, with joy, basically, right? Well, you know what? How did that sum that up? I thought that was great, because it is. That's the way it is, truly. Right?
Well, yeah. You have a everything is based right now on how much they can scare the public.
Right.
All right. And you got these people that, I call them, they're no better than drug addicts. They just gotta have that fix of negativity. And they're drawn to the TV. They're just like the news. And the news doesn't lie. What? The news doesn't tell the truth. They don't really know the truth if it bit them in the backside. And I see these disingenuous newscasters. They're reading a teleprompter, and if that thing said little Johnny ran home to go to school, okay, they would repeat that because they're automatons. You ever watch them? And then they go in to get the prettiest women they can find. Why? To sell that to the guys who are home like this. Watching the news. And this is what they do. These people are scared to death. And they're always asking me this, that, the other. I said to them, listen, if you're afraid, start your ascension path and start it now. All right, doesn't matter. As long as you get your toe in the water, like you said, okay, you're heading in the right direction.
Right.
And God knows your heart. So there you go. Remember, God lives in here.
I find that fear, you're just about talking about fear. Fear is a catalyst for growth. And for some people, the fear can lead them to places
Bondage.
of anxiety, of overdue stress. And we've lived through some very stressful times, we can all agree, in terms of income, in terms of isolation. But the thing to remember is that when we connect with our spiritual side, what we're doing is we're asking ourselves, what do we need to feel safe, and what do we need to grow as human beings? And it always comes down to love. We need to love ourselves more, and we need to love each other more, and the planet more.
That's right.
And once we start on those pathways, that breaks the fear down, and it just creates our path to, as you were saying, ascension, awakening,
Awakening,
connection to
and all that.
source, or just being content and happy in your life. Just, just blocking out all of the negativity and coming to some space of peace.
I see so much of this, even in my daily, comings and goings. People stop me. They ask me all the time, Tom, what do you think is going on here? Don't. I said to them, why do you focus on the negativity that's being? It's not real. It's a hologram. I said, why do you focus on it? When you focus on it, you empower it. All of these minions that sit behind that TV set like this and watch the news verbatim, and I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, you are fueling the hatred, you are fueling the division in this country. That news media is causing division. When you divide people, you can conquer them. What do you think they're trying to do? All over the world, this is happening. It's not only here. Look at Australia, okay? It's Germany all over again. Took away the weapons, took away their rights, took away their kids to inoculate them. What's going on here?
We can't have that. But I will tell you one thing. The one thing that COVID did do when everything was shut down, it gave people the
Chance to get
opportunity to
back with their families.
reconnect with their families. So it kind of backfired.
did
Thank you,
backfire.
God. Now, isn't that right?
Yes, and
right?
I do believe that, dovetailing on what Ellen had said, is that fear is a catalyst for growth,
Yeah.
and that in these trying times, as the title of this show is, I believe that there are many of us that are in a place of peace, It's like the walls of Jericho that are tumbling around us or being in the eye of a hurricane.
Yeah.
And that we can role model, we can support, we can guide, and that there are people that are catching on to this like Jiffy Pop. It might not be being advertised in the media, but this is going on.
You'll
It's like
never hear that in the
swarm. It's
media.
like an earthquake swarm that's going on, and it's catchy, and that it's palatable. So in terms of opportunity for growth, it happens all the time. It's a divine time. It's a blessed time that we're in, and that just being here it's exponential. It's not 1 + 1 + 1 is 4.
No.
It's a beacon that is very powerful, and that when people feel better, it's a good idea, I believe, for them to ask themselves why. What could it be? Why I just left that place of fear, and remember that and hearken back to that, and one time grows on another, and asking questions also regarding why they're here. What is my purpose? What brings me here? How did I get this far in these trying times?
Well, that's
Is
it.
very valuable.
Well, let's talk about this a little bit further. Fear, okay? False evidence appearing real. Okay, let me give you a key. It's so easy to say to God or Jesus or your guardian angels, or just say it, I transmute all negative emotions into love, light, mercy, grace, perfect health, and joy. And let it rip. And then you make sure you say, I am balanced, because most people are totally unbalanced. The key is once you fall back into balance, you think rational. And another tip is joy, okay? Focus on your little community, your little circle of family and friends, and have joy, whatever you enjoy doing. I used to work in a psych ward for a long time, for 5 years, and one of the things we taught
That
the
explains
people, one of the things we taught people was that were unhappy, they were depressed, was, well, what do you do? What do you enjoy? And you know what? 9 out of 10 times they didn't do what they enjoyed, you know?
Well, that's an important point,
Yeah.
because we have more power than we think.
That's right.
So we are such powerful individuals. And Tommy was talking about reality versus non-reality. We decide what our reality is. Like, think of it as, I'm a YouTube content creator. If you look at my shorts, you can flip through and you'll see me, then you'll see the next person, and you'll see someone else, and you're deciding what that you want to watch. None of that is real. I film that, I create it, I put it out there. You're not seeing me in the moment. We're not having real energy, real connection. So even though that's how I make my living, I would say you need to disconnect from social media. You need to disconnect from the news, from all the
Absolutely.
things, and get back out into nature, reconnect with your friends, reconnect with your family, and really, because you're the one who decides what your reality is going to be. You're the one who decides if you're going to be in fear. And I'm not saying that if you're suffering from anxiety, depression, that's an easy out. But there are things that you can do and people who can help you.
That's right.
And you don't want to let all these outside forces take you down a path that's just going to make you feel worse.
You see this anxiety thing you were just saying. Years ago, I always been very dominant, very strong, and I would see people, my anxiety, my this, my panic attacks, and I was like, yeah, okay, all right, and that's how I was about it, until I had some surgeries and they put me on a medication that I was absolutely allergic to, and it was 17 degrees out. I'm in my boxer shorts on the stoop in the snow.
Because you were too hot?
I couldn't breathe.
Oh God.
I couldn't breathe. It took about 30 days to get that garbage out of my system. All right, but I'm just saying, there's so many people that, they have anxieties. They're very nervous people who, they hear terrible things, or they're worried about losing their jobs, or their kids are surrounded by drugs, or whatever it is. Okay, and that there is not who God created you to be. He didn't create you to live in fear. Fear is inverted faith. Do we know what the word inverted means? Inside out. Okay? When you fear, you own it. And if you continue to fear, you will own it. And bad things will continue to happen because you are drawing that negativity to you.
Oh yeah, let me add to this, Tommy. That so you always say this, and I don't want to forget it. You know, whenever you say "I am," you are creating. So if you say, "Oh, I'm so scared," guess what? You're going to be scared.
You own it.
Okay, because now you're creating that. Okay, so you have to be careful with your thoughts and words.
You're empowering the name of God.
Right.
The angel said to Moses, right? Tell them I am that I am, because he asked who's sending him to set the Jews free.
Yeah.
Right? And he told them that. All right? And from that is his name for all of eternity. So anytime that you say I am with a negative connotation, you are creating that negativity. You could be your own worst enemy. Remember, in the Bible it says, in the beginning there was the Word, okay? And the Word became flesh and dwelt amongst us. That is the wrong interpretation. It is the Word is inside us, dwells inside us. That's how God knows everything you do. All right, lives in your heart. Okay, with the angels. When you recognize who you are, a son and a daughter of God, when you recognize your magnificence, all right, every time you look in that mirror, don't say to yourself, "She's going to work," you know. Don't say that. Say, "Man, look at God created, a perfect human being, all right? I am smart. I am handsome. I'm good looking. I can do this. I am proficient. I am smart." You know, you can carry on and just do that because you're using God's name to empower who you're supposed to be. You think God wants you to be poor? You think he wants you to be, you know, on drugs or a womanizer or whatever it is? No, it's not who he wants you to be. He wants you to be who you're supposed to be, made in his image.
I believe that as souls we want to feel good and we want to feel whole and we want to come to remember that we've never been separated from God or Spirit Source Creator, and that people are searching in each lifetime to advance and to let go of what doesn't serve them, and that people are traipsing around this world looking for truth. They are looking for love. I think that they are looking to find faith again, and that, again, in challenging times, when people remember that they are sovereign, they are in charge of their thoughts, they are in charge of their creations, they heal. That I believe is something very important for people to remember. People go to empowerment groups, self-help groups, they read 12-step, they go to therapists, they go to healers, psychics, channels, mystics, and mediums, and all of these things help people move higher in terms of their spiritual development. And I believe it is natural to the soul. It is what we yearn for. It is what we jones for.
Yeah, to remember. Basically, we got to unlearn everything we learned.
You got to unlearn what you've been browbeaten in your head from your education, and not from when we were kids.
Right.
You know,
you know
but these kids don't even know their own government. They don't even know how it ran and how it was formed.
Every religion has some type of a psalm that says God is within us.
Yes.
And every religion. And, you know, we've mentioned this before. Greg Braden wrote a book, The God Code. And he proved it scientifically that when he analyzed it, it actually said, God within the body, eternal.
He also did a deciphering of a book called the Zephra. It's an ancient Jewish book, and in there, when he did the mathematics, it comes out to say exactly that.
Well, that's how we
us.
figured it out. Yeah.
It's part of your DNA.
Yeah, it's part of our DNA.
You know,
Well, I think one of the things that it's really important to know or remember, as you said, is that source energy, however you look at it, you know, outside of religion, but however you take a look at your connection to source, to creation, it has to work through you. Everyone always looks to the outside for something to come and save them, whether it be, you know, someone's following a particular religion, following a particular party, following a particular group or idea or belief system. the outside is going to come and save me. Doesn't work like that.
No.
Nothing's coming down to make the planet any better.
Nothing to get done until you do it yourself.
Source energy works through you. It inspires you. It infuses you. It is you.
Yeah.
So this is like very empowering stuff. It's really important to understand your importance in the world.
That's right.
You matter, and what you do and how you create your reality is up to you.
That's right.
So if you don't believe anything. Don't believe anything we say. Don't believe anything you read unless it really connects with your heart, with your connection to source, your personal belief, because your growth and your path is going to be totally different from ours.
That's right.
But yours is just as important, and you're needed in the world.
It's kind of like there's a puzzle, and each one of us has a piece of the puzzle.
We're a pixel.
Yeah,
A pixel.
we're a pixel. So, you know, and everybody is a piece of that puzzle. So by you trying to do exactly what somebody else is trying to do, it's not going to work. You're not going to be performing what you came in to do. So that's really key. And also, before we get off the subject of the fear, I wanted to remember to tell you there are other things to do to calm your nerves. Easy things like chamomile tea at night, Bach flower essences, oils. You know, these things work. These things work. Rescue remedy. You know, it's like a generic aspirin for your emotions.
Aromatherapy, things like that. And listen, just get quiet. Just get quiet right before you're about to go to sleep. That's when you're about to go into the next stage that you're going to be more connected to the other side. The veil is thinnest when you hit any time between 3 and 5 in the morning. So if you should wake up there, look at your clock, it might say 333 or 444. That means your angels are with you, okay? When you do that, that's the point where you talk to God and you ask God or the God presence within you, all right? Or your angels, or the archangels. Call upon them, the ascended masters. You know why they're ascended masters? Because what we're doing right now, they did this 1,000 times through millennia.
And maybe we did too.
And, well, I won't say we are there, but we're getting there. We're getting there, all right? You know, I don't want to come out looking like Buddha.
I know.
No. I come out looking like Elvis. Maybe there's a shot, but not Buddha.
The one more tip is magnesium and calcium. That is very soothing for the nerves. Okay, I mean, these are natural things you can do just to help yourself.
Right, and get out there and hug a tree.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Be a tree hugger. Get your feet in the grass or in the sand. Get grounded.
Connect your feet ground to the ground and put your hands up in the air or hug that tree like she said. All right, that's Gaia energy going right through you and going straight up to God.
I would also suggest prayer, and it doesn't have to be in a religious setting. I believe the direct connect and connecting with Source is one of the most powerful ways that you could calm yourself down. And I speak with people and they say, oh, I should be praying, I should. And I say, there are no shoulds. Take the pressure off of yourself. Just do what comes naturally. If there are a few words or just the thought, your heart will be full. Your throat, you might get the choked up joy feeling. Your head, your crown chakra, your head might start tingling or buzzing. Do what is natural to you. Rest. Sometimes it comes through for me that people are to wiggle their toes. And the wiggling the toes is to move the energy through their body if they're so stagnant. A lot of people are, they've been vegging out and they're doing their remote work and they're stuck and they're sitting. And a lot of times it's just move your body around
You ever watch them?
and do this. You could do emotional freedom technique. And there's just something I get a lot is wiggle your toes.
I understand that, because the thing that we also have to remember is soul is not something, your soul, your spirit is not something apart from your mind, your body, and your physicality. So exercise is really important, being in your body, connecting to your body. And also, we are so lucky that we've worked for so long that we have a clear connection to our guides and our source. I mean, I can sit and channel and ask my guides questions, and I often do, and have conversations with them when I'm out walking. But that isn't something that's gifted to me alone. Every human being has subtle senses. And once you start to do the work to connect, you will be able to hear and have guidance of your own. You can still come to people for, to help you move along, to mentor you and help you grow in your psychic abilities. But every single human being has the ability to connect with Source, to whatever your belief system is. all by yourself. You don't need anybody
Listen,
else
this,
to do it.
This 3D world runs on the 5 senses, all right? And most people are of the mindset that if I can't see it, touch it, smell it, hear it, or feel it, then it can't be true, okay? I will tell you that that is the biggest malarkey, all right, ever dropped on the human race, okay? You can feel without touching. You could hear without using your ears. You can smell without being able to smell. You can do all your senses, okay, as a spiritual being. Why? Because that was instilled in you to walk through this life, all right? You're walking through a 3D life here. Get up like robotics, like robots. Go and do what you got to. I'll get up, go to work, take the train, come home, complain.
On the
eat,
gerbil
go sleep.
wheel.
You're on that. That's right. You're on,
On
that.
the gerbil wheel.
And you do this day
Yeah.
in, day out, and you hope that you'll live a long life. You'll get to retire for like 5 years, and then you die. I mean, what is that? Okay, that is not who you are. All right, in the Bible, and it's not taught. It's there, but it's not taught. Jesus said to his disciples, all right, didn't I tell you that you are all gods? All right, and far greater things that I have done, you shall do. And what did man go and do? What did his disciples do? Went into the world and caused divisions by creating organized religions. They're responsible for what you see right now. The divisions, the hatred is being compounded into people's mind. This one and this one is no good together. These people are getting beat up. How do you know they're getting beat up? Because they're showing you? All right? They lie. It's all a matrix. They lie to control the masses.
Well, that's what religion is. It's about control,
That's
really.
what it is. It's about this, too.
It's about control.
about
and
this.
money, of course.
You see the money go in, but you never see it come out to do any good.
The Vatican is the most profitable corporation
Yeah, he
in the
lives
world.
behind a wall, but that's okay.
Yeah, right.
Right, the man in the dress.
Well, you said something that caught my attention I want to address. It's funny because when I first started learning about energy medicine, I was taking classes like most people. And you know what? It struck me as wrong when I started doing it on my own that I did not hear a bit about prayer. And that is what supercharged YTVY, which created this show in the modality that I teach and channel, and as a metaphysician, and why we have this show. Because when you connect to source, you can move mountains. What's it say? You connect to source. You have the
There's
faith. You
mountain
can
in
move
your
a
way,
mountain.
Speak to it, and it'll move.
Yeah, a seed, a
I'll
faith, the
tell you-
seed of a mustard seed. The
That's
size
right,
of a
the
mustard
faith
seed.
of a mustard
Yeah,
seed. The faith the size of
Yeah.
a mustard seed.
Yeah.
I may not have the Catskills moved to another state, but I have diverted storms.
Oh yeah.
I had a lightning thunderstorm going on. It was wicked, and I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to sleep, and I just got quiet and went within. I told him, I said, I don't like this. Move this storm away from here, and it stopped. It stopped. Not even the wind and the rain and the banging against the house. Stopped.
I just did that today. It was coming down in sheets. I was afraid that my
Did you see the
basement was
hail?
going to be
Did
flooded.
you see the hail?
Yeah.
It's been 60 degrees. I got hail.
I know.
If you feel that you're awakening, you are not alone. People are awakening around this reality, and that it's a strong suggestion to meet other people, to talk about it, to find a group, create a group. If you don't know how to do it, talk to a friend. It's very easy. You could do it in a kitchen. You could do it in a living room, a family room, in a basement. You could do it at a coffee shop. And talking about your experiences and comparing notes is fabulous. It's validating. And
That's
that
right.
you start a conversation like what we're doing here. You educate and you support. And I, again, dovetailing, sharing what Ellen had just mentioned, we're all hardwired the same way. So there are some people where their veil is thinner than others, and they have abilities. We always have. We've been told that we don't. and that it's just it's a continuum. It's a matter of where people are. Some people come into incarnations and they vowed, I'll never do that because I was crucified somewhere else. I was hunted as a witch. I won't do that, darn it. Or some go on vacation. This time I'm
There's
just
a
going to lay
vacation
low.
life, yeah.
There's the vacay life. And then others, it's about, we're talking about fear.
Yeah.
And that fear impedes the opening of the different divine senses, the clairs. And know that you're not alone, that this is a fabulous time, and that people are sensing their departed ones, their hands are buzzing. They have this gut feeling, and they are finding like-mindeds.
Well, it creates community for starters, and much like we've all become connected, right?
Yes.
And once you connect and you get like-minded people, your tribe will come. That's why if you're a closet person, your tribe can't come. So you might as well be who you are, you know.
There are solitary practitioners of everything, and the one person, and I agree, community is important, but the one piece too is that you want to connect with source, with divine feminine, divine masculine, the one, however that works for you, with your ancestors, with your ancestors who've crossed over, however that works for you. And we talked about prayer. Prayer is you speaking to them. You also have to do the other side of it, which is listening. So that
That's
means like contemplating or meditating or just getting quiet. I mean, how many times have you been in your car and had the radio off and no one in the car and had silence? How comfortable are you doing that? And for how long?
Oh, I'm very comfortable, but
without like doing the road rage thing either, with just being with yourself driving.
I never do that.
Some people can't.
Mary, tell them.
Some people can't like be in quiet, but that's why I always say go out into nature because you know
We
you
have to
can
get this
connect
medium
there.
gallery thing
Oh,
going.
we're doing the medium
Oh,
gallery.
yeah.
Medium gallery.
well, yeah.
We hate to cut this conversation
yeah.
off because this is
We could go on
this
and
is
on,
on
right?
for another
That's right.
show.
Yeah.
You're all welcome back. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I'll head
okay, who's
over.
going first?
Let's Ellen go. Anyone
Okay.
wants?
We only have so much time.
Come on, we only got a short time, so somebody get up, go ask a couple of questions.
Have a quick reading. Mini
How about that
reading.
volunteer?
Yeah, she's coming. She's coming.
I'm getting the cards going already.
Now we only
Hi.
have 20 minutes left,
What's
so
your
we got to
name?
speed it up.
Hi, Dawn.
See how it flies?
Okay, Dawn, so I'm pulling some Lenormand cards. They're the cards that were used by Napoleon and Josephine Psychic. It's the most famous psychic in France. I'm pulling some rune cards, and they also have some animals on there, and I also have some tarot. So I'm asking for generally what's best for you, but do you have a specific question before I pull the tarot cards? Okay, let's see what comes up then. For your highest good, of course. Always for your highest good. Okay, so you have had, and a lot of people have had, and I'm sorry to talk about your personal life in front of everyone, but you volunteered. So there's been some sadness. You know, there's been like this feeling of sadness around you. I really want you to know that there's a strong energy that's asking you to look at things in a totally different perspective. Think of like this card would be the Hanged Man, so it would be you hanging upside down to get a whole different look on things. You really want to step outside of the regular box of perception, which goes into everything we were talking about, because I see a lot of psychic energy around you. You are going to have a lot of opportunities coming for you of things that you desire, and you're also going to have divine masculine energy sort of bringing this to you on a plate, so I want you to pay attention and be open to that coming. Your intuition is really important because there's some things that are hidden from you right now, but the divine feminine energy is reaching out to you. So you know when we were talking about fear?
Yes.
Fear is because you can't see what's coming up ahead, you're unsure. So instead of thinking about it, start to feel what's ahead. You know, like when you're in the darkness, you have to go to the bathroom, you walk your way over in the dark and you can find it. Think about that in terms of your life. Like let yourself feel your direction even with your eyes closed, because something has been eating away at your confidence and you feel like there's a big mountain in front of you. But I want you to know that the obstacles in your path are going away. You're going to get into the flow of life, and you're going to have this ability to connect with people who are like both masculine and feminine at the same time, because you know the seahorse, he's the male carries the babies. It's that kind of energy where you wouldn't think about it, the masculine becomes more feminine, the feminine becomes more masculine. You're going through an initiation right now, and there's a lot of signals and information coming for you, and I really think this is about your psychic abilities. I think this is about your spiritual growth and development, and as you connect into your own power, all the rest of the things you want to manifest, easy. Okay, you'll start to be able to draw in the money and the love and all the other stuff when you take care of yourself and love yourself first. Okay?
Very good.
So,
Very good.
do we have, that's any question to follow up before the next person?
No, I think that's it.
Well, I gave you my card, so feel free to reach out, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, if something comes to you later, I'm happy to let you know.
Okay.
Let me
Before
know when you hit
leave
that money
today,
thing. We'll
too.
talk.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Didn't you just enjoy that? That was wonderful.
Next.
So you guys have to tell me when it's my turn to switch, because I'm just going to
Okay,
start.
I'll
We'll do this
live.
one here, and then we'll switch over real tight
Yeah,
for
yeah.
for time.
Hi, I'm
Hello,
Ellen.
ding ding.
Heather.
Hi, Heather. Heather, do you want to look at anything
should've had a
specific,
buzzer.
or do you want to have just whatever comes up that the universe wants to tell you, or a particular
whatever comes up.
topic? Okay, great. So the first one we're picking from is Lenormand. These are, as I said, the famous psychic Madame Lenormand's cards are based on these. And then these cards are runes. I didn't bring my rune stones. I'd love to throw them. I love to throw them, but I brought it in card form so we won't be too messy and it could be quick. And then these are just a beautiful set of tarot cards. Okay, so it's like speed dating. Speed reading. Okay, so there's divine feminine energy that's very important and around you right now. It doesn't represent yourself. This is another woman's energy, or even a man who has feminine qualities about them. And they are in a place where they don't see what's ahead. They feel like they're in the middle of a storm. They're having a hard time. And your loyalty is really important to them right now. So if this comes up for you, or if you have a friend or a family member, or you just even meet a stranger, for you to be a friend to this person will create a big shift in their life, and it will give great meaning to you as well. I hear that you're a healer, and there's so many messages that are coming for you right now about ways that you can use this. And I think maybe a lot of people reach out to you already, and you're an ear and a shoulder for everyone. So you also want to sort of create some boundaries, because we don't want that to, I feel like, a bit of overwhelmness. But you have High Priestess energy. You have a deep inner wisdom, and they'll keep coming and coming and coming because they trust you. So you have mastership in this. So maybe you should be on the other side of the table and I should be getting the reading, but you have this ability to really help people to heal, and that's a gift. But you also want to make sure that they don't take advantage of you, not that they mean to, but that they do that. I see relationships are really important to you, and you have a lot of strength. There's going to be an energy that steps in that points you in a really good direction. So for you, it's really all about balance, creating boundaries, healthy boundaries where you can say no, because you will always have this gift and this ability to lift others up. And right now you need to turn that for yourself as well. There needs to be balance in your life. You can't keep giving. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
You're a beautiful soul.
Thank
It's all over your face. The energy
Okay.
radiates out.
We're going to switch now.
All righty.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that way we can have a sampling here. Yeah, and so we're going to switch off just to show how it goes with different people. For those who have never had a reading before, that was a fine example.
Who's a non-reader out there? Who's never had a reading?
Anybody not had a reading, want to come get a short one?
Jeez, come on, somebody.
Who's next?
Cheryl, go get a reading. They don't make
Derek,
her
come on.
wait.
Go get a reading.
I mean, even
Tell
if you've
me how
had
to
one,
guy
you
up
can
here.
come. It's just a question of, we
Could
were
be
given
any
the
question.
opportunity to someone who might not have
Anything.
had
Doesn't
one
to be
before.
medium,
There you
could
go.
be anything.
See, now he's not a newbie.
Alright,
Hey, what do you need?
well, we was talking about my grandfather and if I had to ask him something, how does he feel about his timing? If it was his time, or was it to cut short?
Okay, so what was your grandfather's name?
Herbert Spicer.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and find out regarding how he feels about the timing of his leaving. And when was it, by the way? How soon ago?
2020.
Okay, going in. He needed it. He felt it was right. He doesn't want to upset you. He holds you a lot and talks to you about it, and that you've been worrying about what went on there when he was in the death throes. He is joined by several family members. They speak with him constantly and tell him how to reassure you. You are not alone. There are several family members that also are very upset like you are regarding what went on. I'm going to keep going in. It's very, very important for you in terms of your healing to forget to a certain extent about the goings-on of what went on there, that they are traumatizing you. May I go in and do a healing and see how I can alleviate you regarding the stress, the trauma that you have regarding your grandpa's passing? Is that okay? Going in. There is a lush background behind you. It's like trees and also a meadow. He puts you there. And then when you need to connect with him, go to the trees in the meadow. There are angels in this forest, and they offer you peace. He's constantly talking to you, constantly giving you reassurance. He will not let you down, he says, and he's going to show you signs. I see diamond shapes. I don't know what that means. There are these diamonds. Does that resonate with you? It's almost like old bowling shirts where you'd have these diamonds, and you're going to see them. He's also going to write in script. So I don't know who's going to be signing their name. It might be his name, or you might just see a lot of calligraphy that might show up as well. It might be in posters. He's in your face. He's reminding you that all is well, and he wanted it this way. Would you like to know why he went so tragically and so quickly?
Yes.
I'm going to go in and see why he chose that exit. He's had some harsh realities, not just this one. And part of this, he chose to leave in this harsh way as a self-punishment. It's his imposing this passing as karmic debt towards self. And I have channeled this before. This isn't the first time that I've learned this. Sometimes souls choose endings that I call them wackadoodle or hairy or traumatic because they still haven't forgiven themselves. So there are several that are apprenticing and working with him regarding his need to give it up because he batters himself usually at the end of his life, and that is the reason why he did that. The divine orderedness of his passing, it's almost paradoxical and ironic that it was so magnificently upsetting, yet it was by his hand, yet in the third dimension it looked like it was by others. Does that make sense? Right.
Okay.
You're welcome. And when you go to sleep at night, there's like this tapping. And if you can imagine opening up a vault or maybe an eardrum, let's say your head is on this side, open it up, let him in, and I think that you're going to hear him. It might sound like a moan or a stir, and it is he. And bless you, honey pie. You're welcome. Bless you.
All right. Anyone else?
Beautiful, beautiful,
very nice.
beautiful, beautiful. Who else? Anybody else want to come up and have a short reading?
Who's hiding back there in the corner?
They're afraid.
All right, here we go.
Okay, next one coming up.
We have a valiant here.
That was beautiful, Joanie.
Thank you. Hi, honey pie. What can I do for you?
Had an uncle pass
passed away in the past.
Speak up, you can talk up.
Oh,
Yeah, speak up a
uncle
little
passed
bit.
away in the past year, and it was kind of unexpected.
Okay.
And I feel like I didn't get a chance to really give him a proper goodbye.
Okay. What is his name?
Joe,
And when did he go?
right after Mother's Day.
And how old was he?
He was in his 70s.
I'm going in. Well, the first thing he says is, I'm free. So he's so glad to be out of his physical vessel. He's floating around. I don't know what, I just channel, I don't edit copy. Nebraska and Ireland, those are the two places that he had to visit upon leaving. So he goes to those locations. I believe there's some type of good beef. There's some farm and they're raising good grass-fed cattle. There's something, or the way that they're cutting. I don't know. He's salivating right now. He's saying, I had to have this. So there's Nebraska, and it's just he's just laughing. He's like, can you believe it? Look, she's right here. I'm telling her about the steak. And then I'm going over to Ireland and seeing what he did over there. There are elves and there's a factory, and that he goes into these very deep locations. It's by a bay, and he needed to be there. He was suffering at some point. Does that make sense in this life? Yes.
For a long time.
Long time of suffering. He goes to this bay, and there is this colony, and they work. And he's mesmerized, and he needed to see the elves. He knew about them. And it's tribal loyalty. I feel like that he might have been an elemental. Does that make sense?
Good, yeah.
Elemental incarnated in a human body going over to his peeps. So he had to join them over there, and there's a big staring, but it was location, location, location. So I'm going to also see more about your not having shared what you wished to share with him. He said, it's okay. It's not necessary. I don't need this. Your beauty stills me. You are kind. You are blessed. I hold you. I have never been alone. You have always held me. So as I hold you, you have held me. We are not apart. In spirit, we join. Physically, sure, okay, but we connect. Would you like to know what's the fastest, best, deepest way to get him?
Yeah.
Let's see how you get Joe. The hand. He's working through your husband.
He loved him.
Oh, and he loved Bobby. Okay. Hold Bobby's hand, call on Joe, and you're going to feel it. Bobby might get stirred. He might start getting possibly choked up. It's going to pass along like the love train through the hand, and then you're going to be filled up. I feel that Bobby will start getting the choked up and the cry feel, as I'm feeling right now, and that I feel that it goes through like a circuit, and then you get elevated to that of joy. And I feel also that at the time when you do go for it with connecting with him, that either there will be a miracle that happens, or a problem is solved, or there will be an aha, and that Joe is working to assist in that way. Bobby's also going to get assistance as well, so it won't just be you that's getting the benefits of that. He's been your friend, he's been your guide, he's been your love. He astral travels to locations to pick up information for you. And he said, I have not forgotten you, I never will, and we will see each other again. And bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey pie.
How much time we got, Chris? We got 7 minutes. Somebody got a quick question to ask quick?
Otherwise, we'll
Forever hold your peace until the next show.
come quick, come quick, come quick.
Hi.
Hello.
What can I do for you very quickly?
Very quickly, I had a dear friend, Zach, who passed away, and I've just been curious if he had any advice for me lately. He's always been my go-to.
Don't stop. Keep doing it. Don't stop. Don't stop. The reward is there. I have you. I give you locations. It's a shop. You're going to find a store and you're going to set it up. You don't know this place. It's yours. I find it and you own it. It's yours. Own that. I take you to places, set up shop, bring it on. Don't question it. And by the way, folks, the way I channel, this is like, he's like, okay,
I can feel it. Yeah.
okay, he's all over this. This is like, and he, just go, find it. I make it happen. The address is in your face. You sign the lease, and it's yours. You have property. It is yours. You sell things. People come, and there are the different activities that you provide. Go. Don't stop.
Thank you.
And I got confirmation with that in the cards too.
Really?
You got like something new coming that has to do with your career.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's such good news. Thank you.
How
so
wonderful
tag
is
team.
Very
this?
good. All right, round of applause, everybody.
Bless you.
Okay, everybody.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bless you.
For our readers, fabulous job. Well, that's what it looks like,
Chris,
folks.
what we got, 5?
That's what mediumship looks like, okay? So now you have an idea for those who have never had a reading before or anything like that. And I think that everybody found it
Yeah.
very comforting,
So did I.
what you had to say, both of you. And so we want to thank you for coming and doing that. That was great.
Thank you for having
You're a little old Italian woman that comes to this, starts annoying you. That's my mother.
I'll tell her that you offer a very good spread.
Oh, she taught me to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, whether you're one person or 16 coming, it's a spread for 50.
Yeah, his mother
the way
has
to do
come to me
That's how we
before
always
and
did it.
given me sayings in Italian that I have no idea what they're talking about. And I call him and he goes, "That's my mother. That's what she says."
She's funny. Even on the other side, she says things to me that I sit there, I go, I can't say that. She sees somebody dressed up a little not right, and she say, "Dale esta zingara." That means, look at this. Anyway.
Well, she gave me some.
With the same sound though. That's how she comes through, like she always does.
Well, she came through and gave me some things to say that were insulting to people who, if they annoyed me, that wasn't a curse word. And I've never met his mother, but she comes in spirit.
Yeah, she's something else. She's something else. I smoke coffee in the morning and nobody's home. Okay, mom's got the coffee on.
Well, we've been doing this show for over 10 years
10 years now. Is that
And
10th
yeah,
year?
well, you know what? Something came up on Facebook, a memory, and I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe we've been doing this for 6.5 years," and that was 4 years ago. So, and so your mother knows me, even if, I've never met her because of our association.
Mary's met her.
Oh, Mary, have you? That's funny.
Taught her how to make a meatball parmesan. Anyway, all right, we got 3 minutes to go. I'd like to thank our guests. I mean, this was really interesting tonight. I did enjoy it. I like when you have two different styles. You get like into the person, and you were talking just now with the young lady there, and you were very forceful and this, that, the other. I said, somebody's inspired, all right? And you had the cards, and you speak very quick and clearly.
Well, yeah, it was speed dating tarot reading.
I understood everything she said.
That's a great way to
That's
say
right,
it.
it's
That's
great.
exactly
She'd
right.
be great with Stephen Pepio today.
Oh, well, next month we're going to have her and Stephen on.
Because that
Yeah.
guy,
I'm becoming a regular.
I have never seen a guy speak so fast. You understand what he says, even though you won't understand it, and 2 minutes, and can stop, have a conversation with somebody else, come right back to where he was. I don't know anybody could do that.
Yeah, remember when the TV station shut
Yeah.
down when we were having a car? He went right back to the exact word. I was like, I don't know how he did it.
I'm
but
looking at her like, how do you do that? With some people, I'm telling you. He is a cosmic shaman. He'll be on next month, so make sure you stay tuned to the same channel, same bat time, all that rest of that stuff. Okay?
yeah.
All right, let's say good night now.
To our sponsors,
one?
to our
All right, yeah,
guest.
to our guest,
Yes,
Joanie
thank
Eisinger.
you.
Thank you.
And Alan Carey. All right. And if you want any further information on them, you can contact us here at the show or on our Gmail addresses, right? You got Gmail?
Yeah.
And that should be about it. All right, so we'll say good night now to everybody.
And we thank you
Night,
for
y'all.
watching.
Thank you for
Come
having
see us
us.
next month.
Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you to our studio
y'all.
audience.
Bless
Yes,
you.
thank you. Yes.
Music Maestro.
And I will say
We have
belated
1 minute.
Happy Valentine's Day. Okay.
Belated Happy Valentine's
Belated
Day.
Valentine's Happy Valentine's
Hoppy?
Day. Happy.
What is it, rabbit?
Happy. Well,
That's Easter.
yeah. So anyway, so yeah, it looks like we have just a minute left. Somehow or another, time got messed up.
That was the time jumping.
That was a time
It is a
jump.
talking about
timeline
that
shift.
before.
I know.
All right,
we
we got to
at
wind
that.
it up. Brian's giving me this. I'm giving you this. All right, so let's end this show by saying good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
See you next
All right,
month.
see you next
Bye,
month.
y'all.
Music Maestro.